Welcome back, everybody. If you enjoy New Comic Book Day as much as I do and reading new comic books and lining up at your LCS, then you're in the right spot. So sit back, buckle up. We're going to talk about some DC books tonight. We're going to talk about some books tonight that I should have picked up, some books that I didn't pick up, and some books that we did pick up. So kick back, relax. We'll do what we usually do. We'll go over the books. We'll make sure that we stay up with the chat. We'll go over some announcements. If we've got some time after that, we'll repeat it all for the latecomers. Welcome back to Wednesday, everybody. It's time to read some comic books. We didn't do too bad this week. Pretty happy, pretty stoked. We're staying on point with our goals. And yes, we grabbed some DC books. Not going to lie, kind of excited to talk about that because we posted a poll/question last night on YouTube and earlier this morning on Instagram asking you guys what DC book or what one DC book should we not miss out today or this week for New Comic Book Day, because it's time, man. It's time to get with you guys and get back into reading some DC. So I was curious what you guys had to say. It was really interesting to see that there were two books that stood out quite a bit. There was technically like three, but two that really stood out. And those books were Superman, Dawn of DC Superman 2 that came out today, and then the Swamp Thing title, if I remember correctly. That Swamp Thing title, somebody in the chat will remind me what that is, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. As the chat starts to load up and everybody starts to show up, happy New Comic Book Day, everybody. Come on, Mama says, what's good, fam? Good to see you, Mama. You know, that means Zuni's not far around the corner. Ryan the Grey, come on, Mama and Andy. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good as well. Collecting with Durs, hello, beautiful homies. What is up? Good to see you. I know it's a little quiet tonight. The Comic Vet was not able to do his Show Me What You Got New Comic Book Day hangout, and the old comic man Andy kind of fell asleep after work and forgot to shuttle this to 8 o'clock a little earlier to do it. So we'll just do a little short show, because what we're going to do is we're going to do a hype train rolling right into the Legion of Comics celebration at 9 p.m. celebrating that 2K milestone for Mark and the Legion crew. So we'll be over there hanging out. Darth Lopez says Punisher continues to be fire. We'll talk about Punisher tonight too. Hey, Darth Lopez, I may have to check out that Punisher. So everybody's kind of easing in. I'm not going to take very long here getting into the books. House of L Comics, Don. We bought DC books, buddy. Don, good to see you. Thanks for being here. StreamYard would just catch up. There we go. Good to see you, man. Yeah, we're going to dive right into that. And we're going to dive right into that first by talking about Punisher. Punisher continues to be fire. Darth Lopez, I told myself I was going to pick up Punisher this week. There's 9 other issues behind. Issue 10 drops today. I know several people have talked about Punisher and what they're doing. And I'll be honest with you guys. I went in, I picked up the book, I looked at the artwork, and like the first or second page that I opened up was Punisher Frank Castle laying in bed with his wife. And there was discussion about how in this series it's, I don't know, like an Elseworlds or an Otherworlds kind of thing where they bring his wife back and he's the head of the hand. And I'm not even talking about like what they're doing with the symbol or anything like that. Like, yeah, it was a controversy at the beginning, a little talk here and there about it, but like, I just don't know that I'm really interested to read a title or read a series about Frank Castle that is completely not the Frank Castle that I know. And I might have to read it digitally or have to borrow a trade from a friend sometime later. I couldn't bring myself to spend $3-4 an issue on 10 issues. So an additional $40 to read a title that when I opened it up, the artwork it was all right. It was good quality artwork, but I was like, it's not going to win me over. And the idea of the story just wasn't winning me over either. But you know what I did pick up? Yes, it's not elsewhere. It's current canon. Current canon, bringing Maria back to life as current canon? Yeah, I don't know. Comics by the Bay, what is up? Thanks for being here. Once again, anybody here that is a moderator, please don't hesitate to drop channel links in the chat, especially for like Comics by the Bay has a channel, Collecting with Durs has a channel. Anybody that has a YouTube channel, don't forget to drop your links here so other people can follow you while we're hanging out and talking comic books. Daywalker, what is up, man? Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Hawaiian Punch 72. Chew. Good to see you too, man. Thanks for being here. His wife is the reason he's the Slayer. I don't know. I just drop another $40 to grab all 10 issues there today. I mean, something's gonna have to win me over at some point. I don't know. I mean, I just it makes me want to go back and read the Punisher that I know, and I just didn't find it in the pages of issue 10 there, flipping through it at the shop. But you know what I did find at the shop was DC books. You guys you guys helped out. I probably should put them pull up more often or earlier so people can find it to let me know what they think. Now, several of those comments in the poll, let's just actually pull that poll up real quick with the good old community tab because this was pretty interesting. The Everybody was pretty like-minded when it talked about what we should be picking up. Superman 2 Deceased. Darth Lopez says Deceased. I saw the foil cover for Deceased and almost picked that up. But then I noticed they were on issue 7, and I kind of have a hard time jumping in at issue like 5, 6, 7, like maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. Yeah, I can get caught up fast enough. But that far behind, I decided to skip Deceased. But yeah, Superman 2. Superman 2 definitely won out. Izzy versus NYC suggested Superman 2. And I know many of you guys on Instagram, as I pull that up, also mentioned Superman 2. But I do want to talk about some of the other books that were mentioned that I didn't pick up, because I kind of want to talk about why I didn't pick those ones up. Lots of comments here. Nick the Comic Nerd, I don't think there's an issue out this week, but for I Cannot Shut Up About Vanish by Donny Cates. Vanish did come out today. Vanish was kind of one of those things where every time I look at that cover, I can't stop seeing Dylan Brock from Venom, and I'm like, I just kind of not sure what they're doing there with Vanish, and it didn't really win me over when it first came out. Carson Woodard said Swamp Thing Green Hell. So yes, I did see Swamp Thing Green Hell, almost picked it up, and then instantly a warning light went off in my head. It's a prestige format book. I cannot stand buying prestige format books because I don't have a box to keep them in. And I do have like a folio that I have all of the last Ronin prestige books in that I have not been able to find for months because it's not with the regular collection because it's prestige size books. I don't know what shelf it ended up. I can't find them. I'm just not a fan of prestige size books. Prestige size books come with prestige size price tags. Say that 5 times fast. And then when you're walking out of the store, nothing. It's so ununiform. I'm probably kicking myself. I'll probably kick myself in a week or two for not picking up and reading it, especially after Seawater 19 said pick it up. Old Comic Smell said Green Hell 3 as well. Nick the Comic Nerd again said this is hard, but I'm going to say Superman 2. Superman 2 first issue drew me back into the character, and I like the twist they added. I want to talk more about that in a minute. The Comic Vet said Green Hell. House of L Comics said Superman 2. Burke Family said Nightwing, and that's at what, issue 107? Kind of hard to dip into Nightwing at 107, I know. Legion of Comics said Superman 2, Swamp Thing, Green Hell, DC 7, all 3 great reads. Yeezy Yee said DC 7 with the Prince homage. They did have a couple of those left, but I'm trying not to cover by too heavily right now. So pretty much the community, just resounding responses from the community, all pretty much the Green Hell, Superman 2, and DC 7 with a couple other outliers there. But yeah, we picked up Superman 2. We also picked up Superman 1. And I got to admit, guys, I was pleasantly surprised. This was just a fun read. It wasn't knock my socks off crazy amazing. It wasn't terrible. But you know what I was really surprised by? The artwork. I really enjoyed the artwork here. The artwork was like wrapping myself in a nice, warm, comfortable blanket that I was really familiar with. I liked it. I'm not familiar with this creative team at all. Williamson and Campbell, Josie Campbell, Josie Campbell. Not familiar with this creative team at all. I enjoyed the artwork. I did like some of the twists and a little bit of the sci-fi aspects they added in issue 2, issue 1, or what did I just hold up? Issue 1, but issue 2, the villain, the name escapes me, but then when he started multiplying, instead of normally taking Superman's powers and sucking them all up and becoming super powerful and getting massively large, starts multiplying. Yes, somewhat spoilers. I don't know if anybody. I mean, is this really spoilers because they dropped on Tuesday and it's now Wednesday night? People have had 2 days to read it. I was really pleasantly surprised with how the story flowed. The pacing was really good. The artwork was really good. It did seem like this is geared more towards like a younger adult. I would love to see something more edgier, not really like Dark Knight's death metal, not like crazy goth edgy, like nightmarish edgy, but like it's Superman, and I get it. He's pure American, crisp and clean, and all that other jazz. But it would be kind of it'd be kind of neat to see a little more of the human character. Everything's too neat and pretty. You know what I mean? Everything's too neat and pretty, but the artwork was really good. I gotta admit, I'm really considering adding this to my pull list, and I want to look for at least like one more DC read to keep on my pull list. Just not a prestige format, and just not something that's like in issue 100 or something. And I don't want to go crazy. Like I don't have a lot of history or a long history with DC characters, so I don't Green Lantern, a lot of the other characters out there. I don't want something that's gonna be like a headache to try to get into and read. And this was not. I was kind of happy. I don't know if I almost picked up Superman Lost because that was still sitting there. I kind of wanted to read that, and I still kind of want to read it. And that was supposed to be like a 10-issue miniseries. I don't know if this is just going to be an ongoing series, but I enjoy this. I enjoyed the Lois Lane coming storming out of the office is now the editor in chief. And there's like a lot of other cool aspects. This is, I mean, I would like to reread it again. I didn't commit it to memory. I just read it about 2.5 hours ago before dinner. I'm pretty happy that I picked this up. So let's hit up some of the comments in the chat really quick, because this is a monumentous time for this channel and I and everybody here in the chat. How long, Don, has it been since I've picked up and read a DC book? Like a year? Probably close to a year. So there's Izzy just coming in, showing up. Yeah, Izzy, thank you again for that comment to pick up Superman. Oh, he's here all right. He goes all the way back when he's in high school again. It's absolutely amazing. Brian, what is up? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. You can also check out my review issue per issue on Saturday on Renovision. Saturday night special. Yes, be sure to check out the Renovision channel. If somebody can drop links. You guys are all in here that have channels. Be sure to drop links. There's probably 3 or 4 mods floating around. I've only read Vanish, Blue Book, and The Neighbors so far, but liked all of them. I was half tempted to pick up Blue Book because once again, it's only on issue 2, and it's like it's not a bad idea if even though I missed issue 1, there's still plenty of them there. But the one thing I struggle with Blue Book is the artwork. It's a lot of blue. It's just a lot of black and a lot of blue. It's very, very dreary, kind of just blue. I think to myself, it's like the Breaking Bad episode where he's like, "Why are you blue?" That's the first thing that came to mind when I saw those issues, and I'm like, "Oh man, yes, you told me absolutely." He was Neighbors Comics by the Bay. Yeah. Izzy, what is up? Who else were you missing? Shop for Comics. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. We're still fighting off a little bit of the seasonal head cold. Yes, what is up, everybody? Parasite, thank you. Parasite being the villain in Superman issues 1 and 2 there. But then also, I mean, we'll talk a little bit more about Superman 2 in just a second here, because it's something I kind of want to complain about a little bit. It wouldn't be right if I didn't complain about DC for a hot second. You're reading it tomorrow. Absolutely. There you go. Shop for Comics again. Read it and would like to have more Moonlight. We're going to talk about that. That what Batman is for. Yeah, that's true. Also picked up Blue Book Nightwalkers. There we go. Taylor Winder, what is up? The title Blue Book didn't. Yeah, I know it did, but I read Blue Book originally on the Substack for the Tinian Substack. I thought it was fun. And I was looking forward to it coming out, but I mean, it's blue on the screen, obviously, when you're reading it digitally via Substack. But when the issue comes out and it's just you open up like, why are you blue? Like, I get it. That's the thing. It's just a hell of a lot of blue. Blue Book is a Michael Avian. Oh, really? Interesting. Everybody's saying hi. Yes. So, Marilyn Moonlight. How do we not address the like damn near Moon Knight ripoff? Like, I mean, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, new character." I don't get excited about new characters, and this is why, because there's like that. I mean, not a ton of originality feels like is oozing out here in this issue. Was it fun? Was it decent? Yes, the art was good, but Marilyn Moon Knight on a horse strolling around with 6-shooters, and it's like just seemed like a cross between like Moon Knight and Ghost Rider for some reason. And I'm like, okay, We'll see what issue 3 has to offer. Like I said, we're talking about adding this to the pull list. More importantly, I enjoyed it because what are comic books supposed to do? They're supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be something that completely blows your mind every week. It's just supposed to be a fun read, and was just a fun read. I love the artwork. The pacing was phenomenal. This was some of the best paced writing I've read in quite some time, actually. It flowed extremely well. Williamson, I don't know how much experience Williamson has with writing Superman, but just based off the artwork and the pacing of the story alone, this has got me wanting to add it to the pull list. So that's where I'm at. 2 DC books, 2 DC reads, first time in like a year. Pretty happy with this, actually. This was a money well spent when it comes to reading comic books, seriously. And that being said, we'll go on to Marvel, and then we'll get back into the chat. We'll keep it simple, stupid. KISS. Darth Vader issue 32 is out, and Sabe going to the dark side? Question mark. What the hell? Well, this was good. This was, you know how I can tell this was good? Because I felt like I read it inside of 3 minutes. This was a page turner for me. I really enjoyed it. Pack solid on the delivery here. Darth Vader, bar none, is one of the best continuous Marvel reads out there. No joke. I liked it quite a bit. And I'm not going to say anything else besides Sabe's going to the dark side? Question mark. What's going on? Read it for yourself if you're a Star Wars fan. We got the variant edition out there. Any sort of Darth Vader entrance on a cover is phenomenal. I love it. The Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary variant. Gotta love Emperor. This is just one of those scenes straight out of the movie that actually just gives me the creepy crawlies on the skin. Just goosebumps standing up. And Momoko with another Women's History Month variant. And I actually feel like this is a pretty decent Momoko variant here. Like the ship in the background. There's a lot more detail in the character. I like the space background. This is not bad. It's not a bad Momoko variant, in my opinion. Now, others might feel differently, and that's fine. Art is in the eye of the beholder, so to speak. I like this one. I'm happy that one turned out pretty good. And that's it for Marvel. And then just for indie is just TMNT 138 hitting the reading pile as it usually does. Still looking forward to hitting up Sea Woodard 19 one of these days and getting caught up. And that was a really successful new comic book day. Not only did we get to read everything that we wanted to read, we enjoyed it. We didn't stress out over it. We didn't spend oodles and oodles and oodles of crazy amounts of money. And we had fun. More importantly, we had fun. And I'm happy with that. I'm really, really happy with that. I feel like I'm in a much better place on New Comic Book Day than having a pull list show up with 20 variants and variant ratio variants. All this other stuff. Now, granted, I like chasing high ratio variants that are hard to get. And sometimes you have to weather the storm, so to speak, and pull full pull lists of certain series to be able to get that opportunity from an LCS without having to pay secondary market prices. Because if I'm going to pay for a ratio variant, I want to support my local LCS and I don't want to pay secondary high prices. I want to pay a much more fair price from my LCS, which is at ratio or under. So that's what we try to do. And that's why sometimes you see a lot of variants show up here. But this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books, and 3 of those were variants to 1 book. Very manageable, very fair, very fun, and of course, without getting too far along, not a Moon Knight ripoff, more of Rider. I mean, it just, tit for tat, apples, oranges, whoever. It's not a Moon Knight ripoff. It's ripping off something because it's just not very original. I mean, it just does not feel original and feels like it's bits and pieces of other characters kind of whipped over together from Marvel over into DC. I struggle reading DC books because when they want to introduce a character in DC, I just feel like it's being pulled from Marvel a lot of times. Hello, Izzy, and I think she's a temp character. Well, I mean, if they're going to kill her off, they better kill her off pretty damn cool, like, though. So, Patrick, what is up, man? Thanks for being here. Good to see you. $5 super chat for Zuni makes for a good point to say, once again, the year of 2023 is that of the comic community. All ad revenue, all super chats, all super stickers. Every time that you guys come to this channel and watch a video and there's ad revenue generated, it's going back into the community in the form of graded comic book giveaways. not just the ones that we do every other Friday for CGC, but at the end of the year that we're going to compile everything and we're going to see what we can do to pick up some Silver Age or Bronze Age keys that are graded that we can give away at the end of the year. Hopefully we can figure out like a first place, second place, or third place. That would be kind of fun. Too bad we didn't have all the money in the world. We could do gold, silver, and bronze and make like golden age, first place, silver age. You know what I mean? That would be kind of funny. It would be kind of legit. But the idea is to take everything that happens here that you guys do, all of the time spent watching this channel, and put it back into the community. It's no joke. I appreciate everybody that comes here every week and watches. This is a really, really small channel in the world of YouTube, and it's an even smaller channel in the world of comic books. And yet this channel still receives 1,000 watch hours a month. It is no joke. I greatly appreciate it. A lot of that is derived from these live streams, hanging out with 10, 15, 20 of you guys. This is where I pull the energy, and I hope you guys get great energy back from this. But that 1,000 hours a month tells me that you guys like hanging out here, and I really appreciate that. So that means the year 2023, all of that ad revenue money goes back into you guys. This isn't a million subscriber channel where we make thousands of dollars and we could do Mr. Beast giveaways. But what we do earn here, we can put that into the form of graded comic books, and we can give that back to the community with some genuinely fun live giveaways, giving away to people here in the live chats. That being said, that's New Comic Book Day. So we're going to move into announcements. We'll get back into the chat. We'll go back over the books again, and we're going to get ready to watch Mando after we hang out with a Legion of Comics 2,000 subscriber giveaway. It's starting in 8 minutes, so we'll pick up the speed because we'd like to go from here to raid Mark's channel. So we're going to pull up that link, and we are going to be ready to drop that link in just a little bit. The notification of there are already 21 people watching live or waiting live over in Mark's channel. 21 people waiting over there. It's all of you guys that are here watching have a second window open, I bet. Holy moly, that is awesome. We're going to celebrate over there, and then we're going to watch The Mandalorian after this. Comics in the Bay is in the chat over there. Gene, Ben Parker, Trev, all of the everybody else. We're going to say what's good over there. Live for New Comic Book Day now. About to raid this chat in 8 minutes. It's so awesome. But yes, back to the chat really quick. Thank you again, Zuni, that $5 super chat. Like we said, Zuni is here every week dropping a $5 super chat. That means we're gonna figure something out to do something special for those people that do that regularly. This money, like we said, all pools together to do giveaways for the comic community at the end of the year. He says, Taco, damn it, it's not Friday yet, which is a good opportunity to say, hey, this Friday, we haven't scheduled it yet. I'm still working on the thumbnail because we sent out multiple copies of Ultimate Fallout 4, multiple pre-graded copies of Ultimate Fallout 4 first printing to get cracked, pressed, resubmitted to find out, is it worth the time now in the dip to pick up copies of UF4 as cheap as it is now compared to a year or two ago? Is it more affordable now to pick up lower grade copies of that, press them and clean them, and see if you can get that bump and get that Ultimate Fallout 4 key if you're looking and shopping for that and get it at a much better price? Is it now the time? Or are we not quite there yet? That's kind of a question we want to talk about and ask people in the chat and people that are watching live, see what they have to say. Plus, everything has been done, so I liked her so far. There you go. That's a lot of things have been done. So this Friday, tomorrow we're off for Thursday. We're going to kick back and relax. That way we kind of give ourselves that Thursday. If we get really busy, we still have Thursday evening to put together the thumbnail and get everything scheduled and set up for Friday. So Friday night, 9 p.m., be here and in the live chat for that giveaways. We do that live CGC blind unboxing to see how many copies we sent in and how many copies got bumps, if they got bumps. Hopefully they didn't go down, because that is always a risk there. And then next week we'll be right back at it like normal. Yes, there we go. Back at it. The read is solid, but I'm getting the Vader run for Raza cover A's alone. Interesting. The Vader run is some of the better covers out of the Star Wars books that are coming out modern lately. I mean, I just wish they can get us back to where they were at in 2015, 16, and 17 where we were seeing some amazing covers, and we've got 5 more minutes. So seems like Momoko's recent stuff has been better. We're going to blow through the chat, go over the books one more time. That's what's important. Having fun with your comics. Absolutely. Variant overload is real. Yeah, almost 2 years of variant overload over here. Support your local LCS. I do still want variants. It's just I want to be smart about the variants that I'm getting, and I just don't want to go pay secondary market prices. Marvel has ripped a lot of Hello Captain Marvel. Yeah, I don't doubt that. A lot of people have been ripping and tearing from other stuff. You earn it. I'll be there. Actually, my second window is AEW. I see there are almost 30 people waiting live in the Legion of Comics chat right now for that startup here in about 4 minutes. We're going to go right there next. Collecting with Durst says, Ayo, we are Comic Man Andy groupies there. Yeah, you guys cosplayed. You guys cosplayed as, Zuni cosplayed as Comic Man Andy and C2E2 last year, which was absolutely epic. One Force One with a $9.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. That goes in to the coffers, if you will. The Comic Man Andy coffers, or the Comic Community coffer. There we go. The Comic Community coffer for the end of the year. Graded comic giveaway. I've been doing the same thing with Raza or Vader Raza covers. I'll grab the variants if I like them. Very fair. So really quick, last up is we're still over there in the Legion of Comics hangout, and we're getting ready to raid that. 17 people here now. Let's see if we can get a 17-person bump over there on the waiting list here in a minute. I like some of the variants, but too many are out there. Dude, there's insane. I mean, Walking Dead is what, 74, 75 variants of issue 1? And when you get a new comic book day book coming out that's got 30 or 40 variants, that's insane. Better late than never. Living in Arizona is hard to get used to daylight savings time. Yeah, that is fair. But Glenn Smith, I'm about to drop the link in the chat right now. So as soon as we go over these books a second time, we are going to go raid Legion of Comics for this to celebrate his 2,000 subscriber live celebration and the giveaway that he's going to be doing. But we got 7 books to go over really quick because we got 2.5 minutes left. Yes, we picked up a DC book, Superman 1 and Superman 2. Going to add this to the pull list. It was fun. I really enjoyed the artwork. The pacing of the story was phenomenal. I haven't read pacing that good since, it's really like Pack and Vader and some of the other ones and some indie books that are good, but pleasantly surprised with not only the artwork, but the pacing on this. I do have some groans and gripes, but it was fun, and comic books are supposed to be fun. So that gets a good A-, B+ out of my book there. Darth Vader 32. Oh my God, is Sabe going to the dark side? Read it for yourself. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. We did get all of the variants, though. The Raza, right? Is that the Raza? I can never tell when you get these cover price variants. I'm not spun up on a lot of the Star Wars artists. Excellent. All of these variant covers were cover price this week. We didn't pay more than cover price for anything, and we got a discount. And like we said, the Momoko, actually a decent looking Momoko cover this week for the Women's History Month. And then TMNT 138 hitting the reading block, the reading box, the reading pile, the rainy day reading pile. So there it is. There's the link in the chat. That's New Comic Book Day. I would love to sit and talk for another hour, but we got a really special channel and person to go help celebrate the Legion of Comics. Hashtag We Are Legion. We'll go celebrate over there. 39 people watching live. Let's go raid that now. You guys know how we do it over here. Thank you again for another amazing New Comic Book Day and hanging out with all you guys. I'm going to go peace out. I'm going to go pinkies out. I'm going to catch you all on the flip side. And remember, the most important part all day, every day, are each and every one of you and the variety that you bring to the table. And you are enough. So appreciate each and every one of you guys. Don't change. Be classy. We're losing it. We're losing it. Be yourself and take care of each other because we're all we got, right? See you guys just in a little bit over on the Legion Comics channel. You guys have a great night and see you again soon.
Double up, double up, double up. The money I color. Excuse me while I change. The roller buggy has made me sweaty. Yeah.